I would like to welcome Taylor and Theo. What an adorable dog.
Thank you.
Taylor works for St.Amant in the Autism Programs and also volunteers with Theo. So can you tell me a little bit about Theo and why you decided to volunteer together?
For sure. So one of the biggest questions I always get asked, because Theo is so big and so unique looking. Theo is a Bouvier de Flanders crossed with a standard poodle. And he just turned 2 last week, so he's a big baby. And the reason why I started to volunteer, as you mentioned, I'm a staff here in the St.Amant Autism Programs, and I noticed the opportunity to volunteer on our intranet. And so I specifically wanted to volunteer with Theo because I started to notice how big of an impact he had on other people's lives, not just mine. And so also Theo has such a positive response to young people, babies and strollers as well. So I realized that it was a good positive thing for him to start doing, and I wanted to share those experiences at St.Amant with the people that we support.
That's awesome. What kind of volunteer work do you do and how often do you do it?
So Theo and I volunteer in the PALS program, and so what that means is Theo has 2 pals. We visit 2 women in their home, and during that visit we sit, we chat, we talk about Theo. Theo gets lots of pets, lots of treats. He likes to show off his tricks every once in a while. He's snacking on something behind me. So, the other volunteering opportunity that we do is we visit one of our St.Amant Autism early learning classrooms. We do a morning and an afternoon visit there. The children learn through a social story how to interact appropriately with animals, so they get a chance to listen to a story about Theo, learn how to approach animals, learn how to pet them. They actually practice petting stuffed animals before Theo comes in. And then Theo joins the classroom, sits for circle time, and he shows off some of his tricks there, and the kids get a chance to come up and pet him. So we do that about once a month.
Oh, that's so awesome. What's the general response? You know, you touched a little bit on it. I'm sure the kids get very excited, but what's the general response when you take them out?
The general response is it's overwhelmingly positive, and everyone is just so excited to see Theo and ask questions about him, and so everyone is just extremely excited to see him all the time.
Tell me one of your favorite stories about volunteering.
One of my favorite stories actually just happened this past Monday. When we showed up at one of Theo's pals' homes, we opened the door and she yelled, "Hey, it's Theo, can I come pet him?" And then she sat down next to Theo and said, "Theo, thank you for being you." So just really in that moment I realized how impactful these visits can be and how important they are to the people that we support.
Why do you think it's important to have pets involved in people's lives?
I think it's so important just because it has such a calming effect on our experience. The children have learned, some of them had a fear of animals, and so they've learned to overcome that fear with a very positive experience, especially with such a large dog. So that's been really, really great. For others, it can be really helpful for feelings of sadness and loneliness. The animal can act as a companion to them. And for the children that we've gone to visit, they've learned really functional skills to be able to use when they are around animals in their environment.
That's awesome. Have you encountered any unexpected benefits to volunteering?
Just really the overwhelming response that I've gotten, and the opportunity through the PALS program specifically to be able to learn about the residents' lives, something that I wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to do. Volunteer services also, they offer a lot of opportunities for growth and professional development, and they're constantly sending emails and inviting us to activities, bowling games and gold ice games, so just a huge benefit that I didn't expect to encounter.
That's so great. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today. Wishing all the best to you and Theo.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.